Good evening, everyone. That sound means that we are live on the air. Welcome to Progressive Parenting Presents. Tonight, I am super pleased as punch to be introducing our sponsor, and our new sponsor is Beautiful.com, and I will be speaking to one of the can I say founders? COO? We'll find out what you call yourself. But I call her Stephanie, and she is just a wonderful person, and I would like to welcome you to everyone, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me, Gina. I'm so excited to be here.
I want to tell everybody, when I'm thinking about an introduction, I want to tell everybody about how we met, because I didn't find you guys online and call you and say, hey, we need a new sponsor. We just kind of met organically, and that's kind of how I want today to go. But before we get started, I want to let all of our listeners know you don't have to be watching this live. You can be watching. All you have to do is text the word flu, F-L-U, lowercase letters, to the number 58885, and you're going to get, I'm going to say treat, because I think we were using a different word, but I'm going to say treat because we're so close to Halloween. And just follow the information that you're going to get in a series of texts, and it's going to be good stuff. And you're going to get access to the flu show that Stephanie and I did recently, and you're going to get access to some discounts on some flu products from Beautiful.com. So, Stephanie, should I go first with my version of the story, how we met, or do you want to go first?
Go for it.
So I met Stephanie at the farm when I was teaching a Rebozo workshop, and that was the very first time that I met her, and I was pregnant and kind of overwhelmed by just having taught at the farm and just being there, and it was just so much going on, and it was a 6-hour class. It was really more like 8 hours because we've been there all day, and she came up to me afterwards, and I guess she'd been a Facebook friend of mine for a while, so she knew what had been going on with me in my pregnancy, and she brought me all these gifts, and she had all this stuff for my tummy, because she knew that I'd been having tummy problems, and I'm like, how cool is that? And I put everything away, and I forgot about it for about 3 or 4 days, and I came home, and I was going through unpacking my luggage and stuff, and I showed Craig, my husband, all of this stuff. I'm like, look how cool this loot is that this sweet lady gave me, and it's all for my tummy problems and some other really cool stuff. And anyways, I started using it, and it worked really well, and I was like, who is this lady? And then she signed up for my Rebozo certification course, and kind of, for me, the rest is history, but I would much rather hear your side of the story. I kind of gave a really brief version of it. I don't know that I did any justice.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, for the purpose of this show, when did I first hear about Gina Kirby? And I gave birth to our third on the farm. And I'm pretty sure the first reference I saw was my primary midwife, Stacy, was enthusiastically just gushing on Facebook, Gina Kirby's coming to the farm. I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. And I was like, whoever she's excited about, I want to be excited about, because, I really trust her. So I started Facebook stalking you. And I was like, she's really a character. It would be interesting, and you're so open with everything, and and as the days went by, I was like, oh my goodness, she could use some of the resources that I have, and I wish I could send them to her. And I thought, oh no, I'll just bring them to the farm. And I went through your class, Gina, and it was just incredible. And by the end of it, I was like, she's going to think I'm a stalker if I come up and hand this stuff to her. But I really think it would help her. So I just had this moment of anxiety, and I think I remember just thrusting it at you at the end. like here, don't look at me, just take it and go. I'm so sorry, I'm a stalker, but I am a stalker. Here, take it and go.
So she won't say it, but I'll say it. I think I was in where was I? Louisiana a couple weeks beforehand, and I wrote on Facebook, I maybe had some etouffee that didn't work for me, and it was a bad scene. And I know she was thinking, all you need is this tummy stuff, and you'll feel so much better. And I know you said something to that effect, and I think it's cute that you were worried that I would think that was weird, but I thought it was wonderful. I was like, oh, you're paying attention. Thank you so much. I so needed that.
But for me, the bigger picture was after I finished your class, Tina, I was just so inspired. And I remember walking away thinking, what she's doing and her viewpoint and what she's doing for the birth movement is so desperately needed. As a birthing mom myself, just your message on so many levels, to birthing women, to doulas, to midwives, in so many ways, and I left just completely inspired, and that's why I signed up to become an instructor with you. And while I was there, I heard about progressive parenting, and I was like, oh, and she's going to take this awesome stuff she's doing with the birth world and carry it on over to parents. And she, you and Craig were excited about it and talking about it, and I was like, this is so cool. And this is exactly the kind of thing that we love and embrace with our company. And so just, I don't know, I was so excited. I remember kind of tentatively asking Craig, so are you guys, like, how do you get funding for what you do? Like, how does that work? Do you have any sponsors? And he was like, no, we don't have any. Or no, or we've worked with some or whatever. I don't remember what he said, but that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of laughing that happened after that. Yeah. I just remember being really shocked and surprised because I knew that you had a company, but I now have a lot of friends that have their own like Etsy stores and stuff. So the most they can donate to what we're doing is $5, and you know what? And that's what's kept us doing the work that we've been doing for like the last, oh my goodness, bless you, the last started out on an AM station, and then we went to FM, and then we have been on an internet radio program for like the last 2.5, almost 3 years. And it's the little things that have been keeping us going from people. Are you going to have your own show? Is that what's going to happen? And I can't say enough about the friends that we've had who do give like $5 here and there because they like what we're doing. They like the experts that we have on the program, message that we have, and how we try to support parents any way we can, and they support us any way they can. So, but for us, we've never had like a real serious sponsor, so it was kind of a big deal. And I think when you went to talk to Craig, he was kind of like, okay. That sounds nice. You don't know what that looks like.
We've never sponsored anybody before either, so this was a big deal for us as well. It was mutually compatible, and that was just very, very cool.
Well, and I will say, as excited as we were to work with you, I like went home after you brought that up, and I just Googled the heck out of you and really looked at your company, and I was like, okay, all the stuff that we're using, I really like, and then the stuff that you brought to the workshop, we started using like to the retreat, a lot of the things that you had brought for us, and I was like, okay, I'm sold, done. This is the kind of company I want to work with, where you guys are completely transparent. You tell everybody what's up, full disclosure company, and the products you have are super amazing, and I love them. And it was right when I think we'd gotten home, and Craig was making that crazy. He makes bulletproof coffee, and the way he was mixing it, we use a hand mixer, not a blender like we're supposed to. And he hand blended it and got it boiling like hot coffee all over his stomach. And like immediately ripped off his shirt and then put ice all over himself. And then said, "Quick, hand me the Miracle," which is the stuff that one of your products, right? So he slathers it all over himself. And I'm like, you really need to go to the ER. I know it says Miracle, but I don't, I think we should go to the ER. He's like, oh, absolutely not. I'm going to be fine. And he totally was. And I thought for sure he was going to blister or something, and he didn't. And I was shocked. But after that, we were like, okay, sold, done. Done. We want to do business with these people. We like them. They're awesome. I like how they do business. I love their company. The end. And we've been on board ever since, and we've been really happy. But we didn't have like an official or formal way to introduce you to our friends and our family and the people who like our program, because they've been crazy loyal and stuck around with us. We've had over 300,000 listens now in the last 3 years, which is
wow,
pretty great for like a grassroots little company that have any funding. You know, on our terms, we don't have to answer to anybody, and we really like it. And I still can't get used to how free I feel working with you guys, because I'll do a show and I'll be like, are you sure you want us to put your ad at the end of that? 'Cause it's kind of, you know, irreverent, and I think I might have said a bad word. And you're like, no, it was great, I love it. And that's been so nice and so cool. Oh, and just because I hear my husband walking down the stairs, I want to share with everybody again, if you're watching, you can text the word flu, that's FLU, to the number 58885, and you will get access to the flu show that Stephanie and I did, and access to discounts to some of the great flu products at beautiful.com, and some other treats in your email. So, is there any way I could pass off this bouncing baby boy to you? Yeah? You want to go with Dan? There you go. Oh, thank you so much.
Wow. So, let me turn this off because it got really blue and crazy in here. I would probably do a really poor job, as much as I love beautiful.com and describing like what you guys do. But what is it that y'all do? If people are just kind of tuning in and wondering who it is that you finally decided to trust in.
Tell the story of how we started, because I feel like that just kind of encapsulates what we do and why we do it. After Steve and I got married, we were not super crunchy people. We wanted to be healthy, and we wanted to eat well, and we were both working, and we were newlyweds and just bought a house. And our journey kind of started with just going, oh, let's get on some really good nutritional supplements to help ourselves get healthy and stay healthy. And we started pricing them, and it was like, oh my word, to take everything that just two mostly healthy adults should take in a month. People were giving us quotes like, it was like buying a car and having a car payment every month. It costs so much money. And we were like, you've got to be kidding me. How do families afford this? This is ridiculous. So we started, you know, that was just kind of just shocked us. And we had a good friend at the time, and he came to us and said, hey guys, there's these great products out there, but nobody knows about them, and they're not really accessible to people. What if we started a business and made them available? Just some basics to help support family health. And we looked at each other and we're like, yeah, that'd be great. And let's make them affordable while we're at it. So we did. We started Beautiful, and it was in our garage, and we started with 5 products. And now, to clarify, we didn't do manufacturing in our garage. We just ran the business out of our garage. We hired an official facility to do the manufacturing. But we started with those 5 products, and our core values were, if we use a tool and if we love it and use it with our family, we want to share it with others. And so our entire philosophy has been, if we find something awesome, we're going to add it to our line and make it available. And sometimes we go, there isn't anything awesome out there, let's go find someone to make it for us. And that's been what we do with Beautiful. And our commitment has been, from the beginning, to be full disclosure, because one of the things that horrified me when we got into this industry was finding out that there's a lot that's not as regulated as most consumers would want it to be. So we committed from day one that anything we carried was going to be full disclosure. If it was in the product, it would be on the label, because that's what we would want as consumers, so that's what we're doing. And the years have gone by. We've been in business for almost 9 years now, and we have 3 children later, and the business has grown, and our family has grown, and this is where we are now.
That's so awesome. So when somebody says full disclosure, what does that mean exactly? What does that mean to me when I hear full disclosure?
It means that if there is a tiny bit of something added to a basic formulation, it's less than 1%, so the FDA says I don't have to put it on the label. It means I'm going to put it on the label anyway. Because I want you to know, even if there's a tiny amount of something in it, I want you to know. It just means every single thing in the product will be listed. so you can know exactly what you're getting.
I think one of the biggest things I liked about your company there too, like I started looking into your stuff, and then I'm watching like videos that you have on your website, and you're always saying like, you don't have to get our stuff. Like let me tell you what it is that you can get that, you know, make you equally as healthy, and you can do this, or but you know, I love that because you're not really like, oh, you gotta buy our stuff. Your whole thing is you need to take care of your family, and here are some ways that you can. Whether you do it with us or not, I don't care. I just really want you to have that information. And that's kind of the same thing that we've been doing, and I think that's why we're a good match, because for years, you know, Craig and I, what we stand for with Progressive Parenting is getting information to parents and then letting them make up their own minds about what they need. And I love that about you guys, because that's you're always doing that. You know, every time I turn around, you're telling people like, well, you don't have to buy this product from me. You can make it yourself in your kitchen, and here's how you can do it. I'm like, yeah, that's amazing. Who does that? Who does that? And that's just so cool. And that's what we love about you and about Steve. And I love that you guys are like a real life couple. That it's not like a corporation that we're recording or recorded by, but it was just like real life people, and that you guys have a family. And I love. For people who've been watching us lately, watching any of our programs, you see like the bumper at the end of our shows, and it's like, this moment's been brought to you by Beautiful.com. And it's you guys, it's your family and your kids and your husband dancing around, and it's like the cutest thing ever, and I love it because it's real. So I just want to thank you. Thanks for believing in us. Really, it means the world to us.
Well, thank you for working with us, and I loved what you said earlier about being grateful for all the contributions and the people who've come along beside you guys to do what you've done through the years, because supporting small businesses and home industries is just really near and dear to our hearts. Almost all of our externals, like skincare products, are all made by cottage industries for that reason, because it's people who are deeply passionate about what they do, and they may not have this big, huge, you know, thing of resources behind them, but they have all the passion and the knowledge, and I just love that, and I love that that's the culture you guys have built, and I love that that's who supported you guys through all those years. That's just awesome to me.
Thanks so much. I'm just sitting here beaming between the baby, like googling and gagaing, and like the words that you're saying, my heart's like bursting. So he just found his voice, and it's been so exciting. And what you're saying is totally true, and we so want to support local industries, and like you said, cottage industries, right? Mom and pop places, and it's such a big deal to me. So that's it, everybody. I just really wanted everybody to get to know a little bit more about our sponsor and why we wanted to be with them, why we chose to be with them, why they chose to be with us, a little bit of our story. And don't forget, whether you're watching this like the day that it was made or a couple months from now, all you have to do is text the word FLU. I just totally dated myself. FLU to 58885, and you'll be expecting some access to the flu show that Stephanie and I have done before. And then you also get discounts off of flu-related products from Beautiful.com, and some other goodies that you'll only find out when you text the word flu to that number, 58885. All right.
We are so excited about meeting the Progressive Parenting crowd. We're super excited.
It's going to be great. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.